Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm just getting myself going for the day. I always like to teach my customers, my clients, my students to embrace their day. Good morning, good morning. How are you doing? I'm just getting myself going for the day. I'm just getting myself moving. I'm just getting myself breathing for the day. I want to tell you that I've been in fitness and wellness for an entire lifetime. Since the age of 6, I've been involved in health and wellness. From 13, I've been involved with lifting weights, resistance on the body, putting the body under physical resistance. And truthfully, I want to tell you that putting the body under strain physically has been a practice that's been practiced since the beginning of time with martial arts and yoga and Tai Chi. People from all over the world have always recognized the benefits of movement and breath, conscious breathing to begin the day. And I want to tell you that because I started with health and wellness at such a young age, that I learned the habits and the disciplines of healthy movement and conscious nutrition from a child. It was a part of my childhood, and because it was a part of my childhood, that I developed habits at a time when habits are more easily developed in children. And I really want to emphasize the benefit of a physical and mental wellness program and making sure that that's a part of your lifestyle. I like to talk about lifestyle, like adapting lifestyle habits that will make you healthy and well. And I think it's very important that we teach these lifestyle habits to young adults. Children, young adults need to know the importance of movement and breathing and healthy natural nutrition. Here I am, just out in nature, just embracing my day, just starting my day in the very best way, and I just want to move through a dozen basic movements today. I'd like to teach my basic movements to you today, and they are basically foundational human movements that focus on a couple of foundational core fundamental human natural movement. And when I talk about human natural movement, I'm talking about flexion, bending over. I'm talking about extension, rising up. And I'm talking about rotation, twisting through the spine. And if you take a look at movement, if you take a look at human movement, and if you study human movement, you'll see that, human movement is like an expansion of these core fundamental movements. And I want to kind of teach you some core fundamental movements that you can do daily to inspire energy and life in your body. That if you could learn these dozen simple movements, and if you just got up in the morning and you went through the practice of moving through these movements, and you focused on the benefit of this practice. And the benefit of a movement practice is it's an opportunity for a human being to focus themselves for the day. To bring their attention from the things that are going on in mind and bring their attention down to the present moment. It's an opportunity for a human to practice humanness. An opportunity for a human to practice presence. Presence is what the human is all about. Being in the present. We need to have a lifestyle that practices coming to the present. And this can happen through movement and mindset shift. So I'd like to teach you a dozen movements, and I'd like to, cue you to focus on your breath while practicing these movements. And then on top of that, I want to put some sort of positive affirmation or something that's also reprogramming the mental body. So we want to work on the mental and the physical body. We want to rise and begin our day in that way with some foundational movements, with some focus on breath, and some positive affirmative dialogue, putting it all together into a morning movement session. Let's go through some basic movements. One of the foundational human movements. Humans bend and extend. We want to get the joints moving. We want to work on those big joints. We want to work on those knees, those hips, the lower back, all through the spine, right? So that deep knee bend. Rising, working on your bend, working on your extend, working on your rotation, and then getting into those big muscles to wake up the body and pump blood and lymph through the body. See, while we sleep, the body gets still and stagnant. Right? When we rise in the morning, we want to get the fluids and the gases moving through the body. And we want to change the pH in the body by rising the oxygen intake in the body. Nice deep breaths. Nice deep breaths. Movement gets me breathing deeply. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just nice deep knee bends. One of my key foundational movements. Another one, you got to get into your lunge. We got to have balance and stability. This is foundational right here. If you took any martial arts, if you've played any sport, this is what's going on the wrestling mat. This is what's happening in a fight. This is what's happening in any athletic movement. We need to get into this balance and stability and the power in the lower body of the lunge, right? Moving and breathing, squatting and lunging. This is just foundational movements to begin your day. Working through the movements and at the same time working on your personal dialogue to begin your day. Horizontal rotation. After all that lower body effort, we might have that heart pumping a little bit more now. Just to be conscious of the body changing inside. The physiology of the body is being changed by your morning decision to rise and change your personal energy. Your masculine decision to get up and get moving is taking charge of the energy in your body right now. Through a change in mind, you're changing your energy, your state, your being, right? through a decision. I'm getting fit, I'm getting healthy, I'm getting well. Upwards rotation. So we had horizontal rotation. We've got upwards rotation. We've got focus to breathing. Exhale, inhale. Just morning movements, foundational practice for your day. Just centering yourself in here and now for the day. Same thing on the other side. Upwards rotation. Teaching foundational movement. Exhale, inhale. Functional human movements. We want to move through all of the movement potentials of the human body. Bend, extend, and rotate. Heart rate rising. Changing pH in the body. Alkalizing the body, getting the blood and fluids moving through the body. When we sleep, the body gets stagnant. The lymphatic fluids pool in the body. You may wake up, if you're over 40, if you're over 50, you may wake up with aches and pains in your body. If you're a young adult, maybe you're not aware of that yet, but we want to learn some foundational patterns in our youth, a lifestyle that we can maintain, that we can practice this for the rest of our life. Next pattern here is just like a bounce or a skip. Something that picks up the heart rate a little higher. Standing tall, good posture, working all the core muscles, all the muscles that run on the front and back of the spine. Standing tall and breathing. Just some conscious, deep, full breaths. And you know what? This happens when we're moving, that the body starts calling for more oxygen. Just paying attention to the body. Just paying attention to yourself for a moment. Just taking a second to focus inside of yourself on your breath and what's going on inside of your mind. Just your internal dialogue to begin the day. Moving, breathing, and coming to a good internal dialogue. Mental and physical health and wellness. Next one here, let's get into a jump. Here is a squat jump. If we can, I love to encourage people to get up off the ground. If you can, let's get a little bit of a jump in. Let's see. 10, 20, 30. How many can you do? What's right for you? It's not about killing yourself. It's about doing what's appropriate for you. Really, it's about loving yourself. It's getting up and getting going with some positive action for yourself. This is loving the self. Some jumping if we can. Great stimulation for the body, jumping. Also, if you can, jumping on one leg, hopping, balance, stability, hopping, jumping on one leg, balancing, hopping, jumping on one leg. If we can't jump on one leg, just the balance on one leg. Awesome. Practicing balance. I always like to recommend practicing balance, right? Balance and agility, right? Some agility, some flexibility, stretch, some agility, some bounce, some skip, some agility, something that picks up that heart rate, changes that internal state. We want to change brain neurotransmitters in the morning. We want to get endorphins going in the morning. We want to move oxygen through the body. We want to pump the lymphatic system. We want to stimulate circulatory and nervous systems. We want to get the endocrine system functioning optimally for the day. We want to think and speak positively about where we're going and what we're doing today. We want to learn these habits when we are young. We want to practice these things for a lifetime. In addition to the movements, the foundation movements that we've done, I'd like to add here something down in the horizontal plane, getting myself down into the horizontal plane, stepping up and stretching. So some flexibility and strength there. Step up and stretch out. Pulling through the center, working on my flexibility, range of motion through my inner thighs. Stepping and breathing. My energy is rising. I am rising up my energy for the day. Just positively affirming. I am lifting up my energy for the day. Just taking responsibility for my own energy. Just teaching a way to rise up your energy yourself. Just learning a habit. Developing a habit. Flexibility through the lower body. Strength and flexibility through the body to begin the day. Something where I'm down pushing. This can happen on your knees. This can happen on your toes. Down into that position where you're pushing. Working on 10 or 15 or 20 of those pushes for the day. Something where I'm pulling through the middle. Laying on my back. Working through the middle, pulling through the middle. Movements that cover all of the movement potentials of the body. We want to get up, we want to move through our foundational movements, get ourselves moving, get ourselves breathing, and begin a positive affirmative dialogue, a positive way of thinking and speaking about ourselves and our day. How do we want the day to be? Something exciting is going to happen to me today. I want to get into that excited energy. Something awesome is happening for me right now. Just practicing, moving, and breathing, and really cultivating an internal positive space to carry out into my world for the day. This is how we prepare ourselves for the day. This is just morning practice, morning movement, getting myself going, getting myself breathing, getting myself thinking and speaking about the things that I love. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Join my love community. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have yourself a super awesome, terrific day.